that spot. I used to like to get underneath and just dig a lot, just really dig. So he says, man, you got good hands. So I sort of thought, you know, Spider's a kind of cool name to be introduced. Because my real name is Charles. I sound like a damn butler. Charles. So they introduce you in the ring during a boxing event. How many have watched the match on television? Well, you have the great Michael Buffer. You know Michael Buffer. He's the best. When they introduce you, it's part of the hype. It gets you all pumped up. Your eyes be like this here. Looking right at the other guy, right across the ring. I used to call it the Armageddon stare. You knew that Judgment Day was just around the corner. And I'd be... Ladies and gentlemen, let's go first to the blue corner. This gentleman is wearing the red trunks with the white trim. He weighed in this morning at 190 pounds. He hails out of the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, with a record of 33-4, 19 knockouts. Charles, isn't that terrible? There's a bell there. When he says, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Spider Jones. Man, I am ready. I'm like, you're going down. And then when the referee bring you out to meet in the middle of the ring before you fought, you're in trouble, brother. You're going down. Sometimes I went down. That's why I got the name Spider, and pretty well stuck. They had another nickname for me too, though. They used to call me Kid Candle. That's a great name, you know, Kid Candle. One blow and I was out. Anyway, get it? One blow and I was out. Yeah. Anyway, I went back to school for adult students. During my... I know that's going on. But I got to tell you something. You know, a lot of people do. I never told you this. Now I'm going to be truthful with you. Now I'm going to leave this room, okay, because it really messes me up. But I graduated from Northwestern High School in Detroit. And I graduated with the highest average in the history of Michigan. 100%. I mean, come on, how many? You got to give me a hand for that. 100%. That's good, eh? There you go. 25 in math, 25 in English, 25 in literature. Anyway, today I want to talk about the spider's web. And that's me on the spider. This is my web. And I want to talk about, see if I'm doing this right, champions who have inspired me because they beat the odds. And these are people that I've interviewed, most of them. I've met them, or I did a tremendous amount of research on them because I want to know what makes people really successful in life. And I found out that most people who are successful in life all share one common thread. So you got to get this straight first of all. Nobody was born extraordinary. People do extraordinary things in their life, but they're not born that way. It took me years to understand that because growing up in the projects, I never thought I had a right to dream big. And there are many young people that grow up in projects like that. They don't think they have a right to dream big because around them there's all this negative chatter around them, so that stops them. So we're going to go on here to the next one and see what we got. There he is first. This man inspired me so much. 3-time world heavyweight champion, Muhammad Ali. He was the most recognized individual on the planet when I met him. I met him in 1966. I'd been out of jail for close to a month. I lived in the street for about a week, and it was cold. A friend of mine said, you should go talk to Sully. I didn't think Sully would be bothered with me. See, I had this stigma hanging over me. I was an ex-con. Who would want to be bothered with an ex-con? I don't think I was a bad guy. I did some very foolish things, and I made bad choices, and I paid for them. I'm lucky to be alive. I don't have all day to tell you about some of the gang members that I ran with. And that were murdered, and that I lost a brother who was a gang member, and I got another brother that is a gang member who still is, and has a bullet in his back. They will never take it out. It's too close to his spine. He's also a crack addict. He started experimenting with drugs because he thought he could handle it. You don't handle drugs. Drugs handle you. And I don't know why people don't get that. So here I am out of jail, nowhere to go. I finally go to Sully's. And he cuts me a deal. He says, you can stay here on the sofa, but you got to keep the gym clean. Which meant I had to clean urinals. Oh, that's a terrible job. Spit buckets. You ever seen a spit bucket in a boxing club? If you're eating your lunch now, ladies, this may turn you off. But that's what I did. And I didn't care. I had a roof over my head, and I had a hot plate, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was in my early 20s, and I was lost. I had no vision. I had no goals. I had no future. That's a very confusing and terrible place to be. In the street, I had a master's degree in hustle. But what did it got me so far? Nothing but jail. So I get out. I'm living at Sully's gym. This man comes into my life. And I tell you something. This man had been exiled. I learned a lot from him. He'd been exiled from boxing because he refused to join the military and go to Vietnam and fight. And he told them, those little people over there have did nothing to me. I'm not going to go over there and kill them just for you. I don't believe in this. Now, whether you believe in his philosophy or his politics or not, the fact is this man had a principle and he stuck to it. They tried to cut a deal. They said, look, if you go in the army, you go in the military, you won't even have to fight. You can just put on exhibitions and entertain the troops. He said, no, because I'm against what you do. They stopped him from fighting. They took away his license. They took away his source of making a living. In his heyday, see, nobody ever saw. We all hear how great Muhammad Ali was. But I can guarantee you, nobody ever saw him fight in his prime. I know as a heavyweight, your prime years are from 26 to 30. He was 26 when they exiled him. He had just finished fighting 7 title defenses in 1 calendar year. That's unheard of today. He was a great champion. But he was more than a champion. He was a great champion. Because of these things. Confidence. Confidence makes you successful. Confidence is like having self-esteem, having a high opinion of yourself. He had courage to stick to his beliefs and to sacrifice for them. How many in this room are ready to sacrifice to get where you want to go in life? How many? I'd like the hands go up. There you go. I know you're ready to sacrifice. Throw your hand up there. You with the intense eyes. Hollywood. That's Hollywood all up in there. There you go. You have to sacrifice. This guy sacrificed. Passion! Man, I have a passion. I love people with passion. Now, this is a family show. I don't mean about that. I'm talking about passion for your chosen profession. Mine is inspiring people all over the world, man. And I was in the Dominican Republic a couple of weeks ago. Snowing up here, I phoned my wife and she's so mad. I said, hey, I'm laying around the shore. She had to go back with what's happening in Toronto. She said, don't get smart with me. She could have come. She chose to keep the money that I was getting paid down there and buy a new what do you call it, microwave and a new gas range with $1,500. But I wanted her to come. So I went down there and had a good time. Wore the big glasses, the high, so when I was looking at the lovely ladies going by, nobody could see me. I'm in love with my wife. Passion for what you in life. Passion. If you haven't got a passion for what you're going into, forget it. Find something you got a passion for. I had a chance to talk to this young lady for a moment. She has a passion for what she's doing. Passion, man, that'll take you through. You know what passion does too? Passion, when you have a passion for what you do, you will excel. Just because you've got a passion. This man had a passion for life and for boxing. I'll tell you another thing about him. Stop and think. Remember what I said about us? Many of us maybe come from very negative backgrounds. We hang around in a negative environment, negative people, or maybe you just don't believe in yourself. This guy, his first 2 major fights, Sonny Liston and Big George Foreman, nobody gave him a chance.